France's rapid countermeasures to U.S. tariffs could disrupt the automotive and manufacturing sectors, signaling a larger trend in international trade responses. These tariffs impact more than just trade. They influence car prices, job markets, and global supply chains, emphasizing the interconnectedness of national economies. Trump's protectionist policies aimed at bolstering domestic manufacturing, yet they often alienated allies, potentially jeopardizing long-term economic relationships essential for collaboration. In recognition of the potential destabilization of their economies due to U.S. tariffs, European leaders, such as Macron and Schultz, commenced preparations for countermeasures to safeguard their industries. The U.S. tariffs threaten to severely disrupt supply chains for European automakers reliant on American parts, posing a significant risk to production rates throughout Europe. France's unexpected pivot towards China marks a strategic shift in trade relationships, aimed at counterbalancing U.S. economic pressures and transforming the landscape of the automotive industry. By deepening ties with China, France seeks a competitive advantage over automakers reliant on traditional supply routes, a move that could significantly reshape the European automotive sector. The U.S.'s response to France's strategic pivot involves exploring countermeasures, including sanctions and increased tariffs, which highlights the rising tensions in global trade relations. Tesla is facing mounting challenges as trade tensions escalate, grappling with rising costs and intensified competition from both European and Chinese automakers, which threatens its market dominance. The surging costs of raw materials compel automakers to seek alternative suppliers and consider relocating production outside Europe, potentially reshaping the automotive landscape. As tariffs disrupt global supply chains, manufacturers struggle to source essential components efficiently, presenting a threat to the stability and growth of the industry. In response, European governments are stepping in with subsidies and incentives, assisting automakers in absorbing costs and retaining production within Europe, a crucial effort to uphold the region's manufacturing strength. Diplomats are actively pursuing common ground amid trade tensions, engaging in discussions about tariff rollbacks and permanent agreements for vital industries, including automotive manufacturing, though the outcome remains uncertain. China is emerging as a significant beneficiary from these shifting trade dynamics, strengthening its ties with European nations while increasing its influence in global commerce, challenging U.S. economic dominance. Mexico and Canada are diversifying their trade relationships, forging stronger ties with Europe and Asia in light of rising U.S. tariffs and protectionist policies, indicating a broader movement away from traditional North American trade agreements. India's pivot towards Europe and China is largely driven by recent geopolitical shifts and restrictive U.S. trade policies, reflecting India's long-term economic interests. The emerging India-Europe trade corridor enhances India's exports in technology and pharmaceuticals, while European investments significantly bolster India's infrastructure and manufacturing sectors. The BRICS nations are fostering alternative trade networks and reducing their reliance on the U.S. dollar, representing a substantial challenge to U.S. economic influence on a global scale.